The whole entire Artemis 2 has been a colossal failure. Even people that are NASA fanboys and fangirls are realizing this is underwhelming even to them. They expected much more than seeing a bunch of astronauts eating in space. What a complete joke. No video of the so-called ball Earth rotating. No video of airplanes landing upside down in Australia. All we have is this garbage footage of the so-called astronauts eating in space. What a complete joke. I cannot emphasize it enough. Now, this is huge. With all the research I've done and all the videos I've made over the years, this is going to bust the so-called pass-by Artemis 2 as 100% fake. And the problem with liars is they can't keep their lies straight. They're not consistent with what they put out. And obviously this is a recent image just from a few days ago of Artemis 2 and the so-called flyby of the moon. And so the so-called ball Earth, as you see here, appearing as the moon with the shadow. It's like a duality aspect from people on Earth seeing the moon as a crescent. We're seeing Earth as a crescent as well. That gets into this. For those that remember, 2 years ago, I made a video on iSpace, the so-called privately run space program that's operated by this individual here, Tanishi Hakamada. And nothing but mockery with what he says here in this clip I'll show later. But this is the real mockery right here. This image, so-called pass by the moon from 2 years ago, looks nothing like what Artemis 2 is presenting. Not even close. The people running NASA, the CGI creators, the AI creators, they need to collaborate closer with those in Japan faking space as well. They look nothing alike. Give me a break. How people are blind to the reality of fake space and the individuals throughout the world faking space. They're working all together. We'll get more of that. But this is 100% proof. Cannot have two images so far off of the so-called pass-by of the moon. Not even close. And that gets into the name itself of iSpace. Just like the iPhone, it's always the occultic angle with these people propped up in this world. It's all about the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. So again, it's all about the occult, the hidden, in plain sight. And that gets into this clip that I played again 2 years ago. Take a look here and take a listen.
This first image, Hakamada-san, look at it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful and then very incredible.
So we have here is again Hakamada-san and taking a page out of Elon Musk's book here. When Elon Musk once stated, you know it's real because it looks so fake. Let's get right to it.
Doesn't this look amazing?
Well, this is real video.
Yes.
Not CG.
No.
It's amazing.
And Hakamada-san states this is real video, not CZ, referring to CGI. So just, again, they're all in the same club. And how they love to mock the masses in plain sight. And that gets into this. This is a presentation in Europe, in Luxembourg, and how this European Space Agency is working with iSpace with the transportation aspect and this mini rover. But let's get right to it. You're going to hear this individual, 30 years in the so-called space industry. Her name is Geraldine Nadja. She's going to be introduced by this individual, and take a listen to what is said here by her. She's been, again, in the space industry for 30 years. So all these people at the top, they know obviously what they're doing. They're faking space. Let's get right to it. And truth in plain sight, as I said many times, with all the lies, they have to give us the truth. This is a aspect of duality taking place.
Geraldine Nadja, Director of Commercialization at ESA, and then Marc Serres, CEO of the Luxembourg Space Agency.
Thank you, Gilles. Thank you. We provide telemetry and tracking, which is essential infrastructure for lunar exploration operations. So we are very happy for that. I would like also to say that this is a very good example of how we can support new space actors in Europe.
And you can clearly hear her say how we can support new space actors in Europe. The mockery never ends with these individuals. Give me a break. And talking about actors, here they are. Supposedly aboard the Artemis 2 in space when they're down on Earth in some studio. And the question of viewing stars from space is brought up. What does this remind you, of course, back in 1969 with Apollo 11, when these astronauts were asked the same question. This is definitely made to happen. Let's get right to it, and I'll break it all down.
I wonder, do you still see stars in outer space?
Coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look just.
And you just heard Reed Wiseman say the stars do not twinkle and how they almost look fake, but there's a little bit of a blip in the audio. I'll play that again. I'm not sure what's going on here. Done by NASA, or just so happened to happen when he says the word fake. Let's play that one more time.
They're just perfect. They almost look fake. They're just perfect pin.
And there you go. He's talking about seeing the stars. They go on to say how you can see the stars sometimes when there's light from Earth. It's hard to see and so forth. But let's get here. What does this remind you of with this interview again from Apollo 11, supposedly right after? And let's get right to it.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any. Neil, you were...
And you saw that by Neil Armstrong. You can almost see it like he's nudging Michael Collins here, like, hey, you're not supposed to say that. Then he whispers something. You can see it right here. Something comes out of his mouth. And then he nods over to Buzz Aldrin that continues on with the questioning like this wasn't supposed to happen. Nonetheless, with these three goons on stage, they look very uncomfortable. They're trying to get their story straight. They don't look excited or happy after supposedly accomplishing something so monumental. They're just so focused on getting their lines right, trying not to screw up. But again, the topic of the stars, and that gets back obviously to what I showed earlier, the two images from Artemis 2, no stars. And of course, from iSpace, no stars. And of course, the reason is to align the stars perfectly how they should be in all the images supposedly captured from space. They just omit them. It makes it so much easier than put them in precise locations. But nonetheless, when it comes down to it, it's very obvious, like I'm highlighting here. The two images captured by Artemis 2 NASA in iSpace do not match whatsoever. They can't keep their lies straight. That's the big problem. Nothing about what they're doing is legit. It's just people that want to believe the fantasy, because the fantasy is always better than the reality.
Don't believe the papers. Don't believe the news, 'cause all that they serve you are opinionated views. Don't switch on my TV, 'cause all they do is lie. And I don't need no programming telling me what to buy. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in war, or the reasons why they're for. Don't believe celebrities pretending to be what they ain't. Make poverty history, they say, holding the saints. But I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. I believe the truth will set you free. Don't believe the justice system will give you what you deserve. It's all run by bad judges and Lucifer they serve. Don't believe banks are honest, it fleets you to the bone. And when there's nothing left to get, they'll even take you home. But I believe the truth will set you free. 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 I believe the truth will set you free.
John chapter 9, verse 25. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see. Now I can see.